Hey everybody, I'm Brian Posehn, comedian, writer, actor, nerd. I've been playing D&D with my friends for a long time. I decided to do a new podcast where we play Dungeons & Dragons in my very own dining room with my wife, kid, and my noisy dogs. So meet my friends,
Sarah,
Ken,
Dan,
Blaine.
Now it's time for another episode of Brian Posehn's Nerd Poker, Season 2. Hey everybody, it's Brian Posehn, and you're listening to Brian Posehn's Nerd Poker. Hi friends, we're down one, but we've got Sarah, Ken, Dan.
Hi.
Oh,
he looked at the empty seat and we all felt it.
Yeah, Blaine thinks stand-up comedy is more important than you guys, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah, let him know on Twitter that you don't agree.
It was just scheduling at the last minute. And they
He's too sad to play because of the kid he killed the other.
This is 4 months ago. He doesn't.
A while ago.
He's over it. He's so over that. What were we?
How about I thank some Patreons?
Yeah,
That
sure.
Like what we normally do.
Sure, yeah.
Or do you want to do what you're doing first, and then we'll segue in?
I'll do this real quick.
Yeah. I see you fingering that money.
Got some cash from Anchorage. I was just in Fairbanks in Anchorage, Alaska.
Wow.
It was May, or it's the end of April, so it's not too bad. It wasn't crazy
No,
cold
like the
like
distance
I've been there before.
blows my mind because it's like farther than New York, but
Yeah,
in a
it's
direction
far.
I never go.
It was far. It took me a while to get there and to get back. And they're like 1 hour behind, which is weird.
Right. That's like for us, the ocean.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So $20 bill here to the wonderful Nerd Poker crew. And then I can't read what it says. It looks like you wrote Anchorage and then... Oh, yeah, I guess that is Alaska. Anchorage, Alaska. There we go. And it's Robert Nickel. Thanks, Robert.
Thanks, Robert Nickel.
Thank you. And thank you from Patreon, Richard Cesare. Thank you, Richard Cesare. I believe Rich
Thanks,
Cesare.
Or Cesare.
Could Cesare be it?
Don't know.
This guy was one of my, I think, Second City students like 10 years ago, so I feel like I should remember his last name, but I can't. How to pronounce it. I remember you, though, Rich. He does a tattoo shop in, I think, Michigan. Random person to remember, but I remember you, Rich. Thank you, Butts Tut.
Butts, Ted.
Don't know what that really means, but it sounds like, like
Works.
Were you doing the Steve Martin King Tut song there for Butts Tut?
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
what that
I
was?
thought it was more like Duck, Duck, Goose.
Ted.
how'd you get so
Thank you, Emiliano Zapata.
Thanks.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Brett Shade.
Zapata return.
Thanks, Brett.
Thank you, Serafina Lux.
Oh,
Serafina, thanks.
beautiful.
Thank you, Wiffle Diffle 69. And thank you.
Also beautiful.
Thank you, Merkin von Sparrowqueef.
The most beautiful.
Now, I don't know if that's their real name.
No, it says they couldn't possibly pay for Patreon if they didn't put their legal name in. That's the way it
Gotta
works.
match your credit card.
Yeah.
Merkin von what? Say it again.
Sparrowqueef.
Merkin von Sparrowqueef.
It's some nice work there, Merkin.
They've subscribed for 2 months.
Thanks, Merkin. We appreciate
Yeah.
all your Sparrowqueef money.
So we ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. You guys were trying to bust Dessa, a wayward student of the Mage College of Gostel. You went into 2 different directions. So you guys are really trying to stop this whole giant moon crashing into the earth ritual that's slowly unfolding. You know there's an elven death cult behind the whole thing. And
Elven Death Gold.
yeah, I know. You felt the Blaine commercial that would happen in that moment.
Yeah, or just all the other bands I could have seen with Elven Death.
So
many.
you figured out there was supposed to be a
Over
seance
for Martha Monk.
in Mastodon. But Amon Amarth is the band. Amarth Amon is its player character. Why do I know that? So the
I'm on a mark.
I don't remember what I was saying. No, that's not true. So you guys kind of busted up this seance.
Yeah.
In the process, some teachers died. But you've got one of the professors going up to the top of this mage tower with you. this 30-floor mage tower. And so some of you are up there, some of you are not. Twee and Tom, you went with a couple of the students to just try to get a very special book out of there.
Yes.
The bottom of the Demonweb, a book about the crimes of Lulth, the spider goddess of Drows, because it's got some old school artifact info in there, and you want to learn about this cloak of Zinzarina that is buried nearby.
Right.
There's just so much going on.
There is.
And so you guys are kind of going down.
It's buried in stone, though, right? It's like deep inside stone.
Deep inside a collapsed cave. But there's more info in the book, and you're trying to kind of book out of the tower with the book.
Book.
The rest of you guys, we froze time. And so for you two, I'm going to start with your party since there's more of you. So I would like you both to roll a perception check. And I will kind of go from the bottom up on your two rolls, depending on how much you describe, because I have a list of things I can tell you. Time is kind of slowing down. You both get kind of hit with an adrenaline rush as you see this student, this half-elf teenager, pull a wand on both of you. And you see the instructor kind of put his hands up like everybody just relax. What do you both roll?
16.
Ooh.
5. Is that perception? So 8.
Okay. So, do you get a bonus with the 16 or is that?
I don't, and I counted it, yeah.
Okay. So, Bodhi, you just sort of notice that, the instructor is putting his hands up. He looks like he's not drawing a wand also. He's not going full Harry Potter, Order of the Phoenix on this lady.
Please. Thought we agreed no more Harry Potter
Huh?
references.
No, this is D&D 2nd edition. Harry
Jeez
Potter is a character
Louise.
from Dungeons & Dragons. You just didn't
Rein
read that
it
edition.
in.
How is there not a Harry Potter RPG? There must be.
Of course there must
There
be.
has to be.
I know I played a Harry
Please
Potter
tell us
card
what it's called, listeners.
on Twitter over and over again.
Send us a link.
Yeah, we for sure won't mute you immediately. So you guys, you notice that. You notice the teacher's
so
not
aggressive.
trying to retaliate yet.
Aggressive. Be aggressive.
And you also, here, I'll show, here, I'll give you a sort of a layout of the room. I'll let you see this map. It's very simple. But, you kind of came in. She was sitting over here. There's like a pile of chair cushions. It looks like she may have fashioned into like a bed. And there's like a turned over table.
Orgy space.
And there's, no. You fucking idiot. There's
Dan looks really offended.
bookshelves against it's just confusing. I was just like, why? What is happening over here? I don't want to fill the gaps in of
It's
this.
college, Dan.
Oh, that's true.
God.
But this is the top of the mage tower, and like,
what did you call it? I didn't even hear your
Oh, it's because I said there's cushions on the floor. I get what you're saying. I'm familiar with Patton Oswalt's I tried to buy a home bit where he. Do you ever hear that bit?
No. Was there a conversation pit?
On one of his albums, him and Michelle went to go like view a house to buy, and the house. They interrupted an orgy, and so there was like air mattresses all over the floor and naked people running to go hide the whole time. It was. Or what did he say? An enchanted forest of cockshaft and labias.
Ugh.
A fog of fuck fumes, I believe, is another phrase. That
Maybe it's an
happens
opium den then.
But this is not that. This looks like she has been crashing in an abandoned, or at least abandoned for a week or so, library. So you guys see is a mostly empty room with just furniture knocked over.
Okay.
And she was just sort of shaking her head, sitting on the ground. Here, I guess you can.
Do we know who this is?
It's Dessa.
It's Dessa.
Oh, it's
Dessa
the one that
is
was-
a half-elf student, and
The sad goth kid that was hooking up with
she hangs
the
out
other.
in the woods a lot. She doesn't
Yeah,
like to hang out with the other kids, and you did also notice a couple of weird moments with Master Magnus, the instructor, who was concerned about her. He seems to know her a little well.
Yeah.
And Typha succeeded in an inside check and said, yeah, he's lying about something. Or he's
Magnus
hiding
isn't
something.
with us. That's not
Yes,
who's with
he is the
me.
instructor who's
Oh,
with you. There's
oh.
two more instructors who are waiting outside the tower somewhere.
Okay.
But
Is it just the two of us
no,
and then
so it's you two and a bunch of NPCs.
okay, cool.
So it's you two, Master Magnus is the instructors. Next to you, Gago's flitting around,
Oh, God.
farting. And then you've got, I think I just said Typha, and that might be it. I think that's it. That's all I have listed. So Time freezes, and I haven't yet said what Esmeralda sees. I'm just doing one last check. And yeah, Piotr's on the stairs. And I forgot to say this in the last episode, but he's got Xeris, who's undead and really brutally beat up by you guys. You dropped a bookshelf on him.
Yeah.
Slung over his shoulder. He's kind of trying to drag him out of the tower to see what the hell's going on with him. Not back to you quite yet, Tom. Esmeralda, you also notice a couple of very specific things about this sort of showdown you're in the middle of. You notice the wand Dessa is holding is bright white, like bone white. And you also notice that her skin is very pale and ashen, almost like grayish. And her hair is also short and white.
Oh, like that lady that in the death cult in the bathroom?
No, she doesn't look like a lunar elf.
Oh, but I thought, wasn't that lady all white also?
Yeah. Shit. I should make you do one more roll, because I feel like you're asking that if Esmeralda would put something together. Do an insight check, difficulty 12.
Both of us, or just
No, just her, because she got high on the perception.
Oh, right, gotcha.
19 total.
Yay.
Ooh, wow. Oh, here you go then. You put it together that when Master Magnus told you she was a half elf, he conveniently left out that she was half drow.
Oh.
Okay.
So you can tell that she's half human, half drow. She's got sort of purplish eyes. She's got white, it's almost like patchy short hair, and you're like, oh, it's because normally drows and humans don't have kids, and she's got the short end of a genetic stick or something. Like she sticks out, basically, is the problem for her socially. So,
so she
that
wants
might be
to
why she's
destroy
goth.
the world.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so Master Magnus at this point says,
What's her name? Dessa?
Dessa.
I get it, Dessa.
He says, put that down. If that's the magic you've been using, you need to stop it immediately. That's way too powerful. That wand is not supposed to be held by anyone. Even the Archmage put that on lockdown. You got to put that down immediately. And she says, you all have to leave right now, or I'll use it however I want. It's not just this wand that I have, but I have new friends, and they've taught me a spell I can do, even if I've signed a pact saying I won't cast any spells. So she goes, I've got my wand, and I've got this spell, and I'll do whatever I want if you guys don't leave this tower right now.
And
What do you guys want to do?
He doesn't say anything?
Right, well, he's trying to just talk her down.
Yeah.
He
Dessa,
starts,
do you know what's going on here? Do you know that they're destroying the world?
Who's they? What are you talking about?
It's a very complicated backstory.
I'd say as
The
soon as
people
you
you're
start
involved with.
talking about
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that, she's like, you don't understand. I've spoken to Zinzarina.
Where is she in
You don't
relation
know
to us?
Zinzarina.
Where is
You've
she
spoke-
standing here?
Well, okay.
You guys have got it all wrong. You have no idea what you're talking about.
What do you think that Zinzarina wants to do?
Zinzarina needs to be set free. She's imprisoned unjustly. All I'm trying to do is set her free.
What happens when you set her free?
She'll be born again.
What happens?
She deserves to be born again.
What happens to the world?
That's not even at risk. All I'm trying to do is take someone who's imprisoned and set her free. That's all I'm trying to do. And it's you guys who are unwilling to listen. I've tried to tell this guy, Master Magnus, over and over again that we need to call for an emergency. We need to bring in mages from other parts of the planet. Like we need to have like councils, and he won't listen to any of it. He just tells me I'm crazy.
Where is she in relation to us?
I look at Magnus.
So she is this X, and you are all huddled around the doorway.
Okay.
So she's to your left a little
How
bit.
far would I have to go to cross to get to her?
It would take you like a turn of rushing.
Oh, really? That far?
Pretty far.
Well, I'm going to do that.
All right, you're gonna go for rushing her.
Yeah.
All right.
I just want to knock her out. I just want to put her to sleep. I was going to hit her with the butt of my Herald of Kelmar just across the temple.
All right. I think we got to roll for initiative, you guys.
Okay.
14 for me.
11.
Writing this down, what if there was a commercial, but there's not. All right, now I got to roll for...
Hey, Blaine.
Yeah. Do a commercial for
Well, it's
Blaine.
not
What we
brought to
need
you
is a
by
Blaine.
Blaine.
Yeah, we need a
The
Blaine.
NPCs are rolling really low on initiative, so you guys might get
good.
to have some fun.
This absence of Blaine was brought to you by
The
Stand-up comedy.
Stand-up
the
comedy.
Improv. Every once in a while, they'll ask you to do a set. The Improv.
All right, so it's going to be Bodhi, then Esmeralda, then Dessa, then the other NPCs, basically. So,
That's good.
Bodhi, what you going to do?
I just want to gently bonk her on the top of her noggin and put her to sleep.
All right, that's going to be an athletics check, difficulty 18.
Okay. Oh, nope.
That's close.
8. Yeah, no, 9. So
No,
half of it.
she manages to just sort
Okay.
of like because
Did I get a second?
because it's you're not trying to do damage. You're trying to do a surgical pop. She manages to.
Do I get a second to action, though?
You sure do. You get a second attack because you are what's called a level 9 barbarian.
All right, now I'm just going to straight up, because I'm there, I'm just going to give her an old school sleeper hold. Just
So you're gonna
lift
try
her
to-
up our feet.
Grab
From behind, right?
Yep.
All right. That'll be a strength check, a difficulty 10.
Yep.
All right, you've got her in the sleeper hold.
Does she go to sleep?
It's going to take more than one turn to
Okay.
to put most people to sleep.
Well, I'll lift her off her feet. I've got that on my side.
Esmeralda, you're up.
I mean, what am I meant to do? He's choking out this teenage girl across the room, just to be clear.
Uh-huh.
Wait, I keep forgetting she's teenage, but she's also a powerful mage. So,
Yes. Sarah, because you rolled high on your perception, I'll throw
Yeah.
you a couple of... She's wearing very simple student robes.
Yeah.
The only item of power you notice is this sort of bone white wand
Yeah.
in her hand.
I'm going to try to extract the wand, I guess.
All right. Tell me how that'll work for your character. What does extraction mean? Do you,
I was just looking to
do you
see if I have any way to make that
take out a
better.
colander and run some water over
I'm
it?
I'm gonna use my acrobatics
Oh,
to
shit.
sort of parkour over there, and then
I mean, you get over there without really having to do acrobatic.
I
You
was
can
just trying to get the
roll a 20. Roll a 20.
I was trying to get the highest
Roll
bonus.
a 20. I mean, this is, not non-combat.
Oh, 8.
I mean, you kind of do like a little bit of a spin, but it seems unnecessary.
Okay, well then I guess I'm just at
So you're
that-
right in front of her and Bodhi now.
Okay, I'm just saying to her as I guess she's losing consciousness. I'm just like
You wish she's losing consciousness. She just got put in a sleeper hold,
like-
which will
I'm
take
like-
more than
I'm
one
like-
turn.
we understand we don't want to hurt you, but you have some facts mistaken, and then I yoink the wand.
Yoink.
Interesting.
Roll to
First of all, exactly. There's two. There, you're gonna do. You're gonna.
yoink check.
I'll say this will actually be your non-combat action.
Okay.
Is going to be your attempt to. Are you being? How should I put this? You being nice or sassy?
I'm being persuasive instead of
Okay.
intimidating.
So do a persuasion
Although I
check.
actually have a higher
difficulty
intimidation,
of 20.
Oh, were you going to have the same difficulty whether I intimidated
Yeah,
or
yeah,
persuaded?
It was a 20 regardless. I'm just
Well,
looking
then
at your
that's
bonus.
silly because I feel like one would be more effective. But okay, because I should have
You
intimidated.
can no,
them.
you can. You want to intimidate? You can do an intimidation.
No, I want to persuade.
Okay. It's going to change the way she reacts if you.
Yeah, I know.
Succeed
I
or
didn't mean to
fail.
roll. That come on, you saw it fall
can
on
do
my
that
hand.
again.
Okay.
You can do that again.
I
Roll
really
again.
Let it
genuinely
be known
didn't.
that I am a merciful dungeon master.
Oh well, I rolled one better, and that gave me a 3. So
Okay. I mean, yeah, she's not interested, but now you're going to try to do a yoink. So this is going to be a, I guess a sleight of hand check, a difficulty of, No, let's do. She's gonna do a dexterity saving throw. I'm gonna say.
This
she
yoink roll
needs to
brought to
roll.
you by Chili's. We're worse than you remember. Chili's.
It's a good one. Did you write that?
Yeah.
Good work, buddy. Oh shit! She botches. You now have a wand in your hand.
Okay.
So you do that, and now Dessa is up. She waves her hand at Master Magnus. He does not make his saving throw, and he starts screaming. And he falls to his knees.
She must have scared him.
No, she definitely cast a spell on him. Typha is up.
Sure.
Yes. She runs up and punches Dessa in the face, and she knocks out. And so you've now got a limp teenager in your arms. Buddy.
Nice job, Typha. A little one-punch Typha.
Master Chef.
It would have taken 2 rounds to get her to sleeper hold, and you realize pretty quick that you're glad that she's out because whatever spell she casts on Master Magnus, he is not okay. Like he's shaking his head now. He's like almost in the same position that Dessa was in when you came in the room, just like crying out in pain. Tom,
Hi.
you're running down the stairs. You get about 3 or 4 flights down.
Yeah.
When you hear in the distance behind you someone screaming, and you're pretty sure it's Master Magnus. There's a moment where you're like, "Who is that? That's not one of my friends." Oh wait, it's that professor dude. And Piotr kind of hears it. He doesn't turn around. He hoists Xeris up a little bit and starts running down faster. And he says in as confident a voice as he can, "Head up there and help your friends. I got this. Go." And he's tries to just book it down faster. And Twee says, "Hey, I'm gonna go check out the Drow Learning Annex and do some light reading. BRB." And he keeps following Piotr down. What do you want to do?
All right, I'll go back to help my friends.
Okay. Then the party is going to be successfully reunited shortly. However, combat has ended. As you get up there, you sort of see the same thing. Master Magnus is just sort of crying out on his knees, and everyone else is sort of standing around. Bodhi is holding an unconscious woman.
Can we help him in any way?
Again.
What do you want? How you want to try to help?
Ask him. Is there anything we can
Do
do?
Should we bind her arms? What should we do?
A persuasion difficulty of 18. I'll do that again. Your dice landed on a weird side. This is like the most re-rolls we've ever done in like 10 minutes.
Okay. I think I might still be good.
There isn't Magnus. Is he unconscious?
No.
Or there's nobody else.
He's hysterical.
Yeah, but there's nobody else kind of running things besides us.
No one else who like works for the
Right,
college is up
okay.
here now.
Did I recognize the spell at all?
No, but it seems really strange that somebody who had as much poise and confidence a second ago seems to be having a panic attack.
Sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's obviously a spell.
Yeah,
is he in
well,
physical
so
pain,
we'll
or
have
does he
to
seem
ask
like
her
he's
when-
in?
It's unclear.
mental?
It seems almost like he's just psychologically racked with
Okay,
something.
I slap him in the face.
Awesome. Do a...
She used the wand to do it, though? She used the wand?
No, she just waved her hand.
No,
she
she
just
waved her
waved her
hand
hand.
after the wand.
Spell
We'll
check.
call that a performance check. Difficulty of... You're just trying to slap some sense into him. I go, or
We just haven't had one.
performance.
that's all.
Let's do intimidation. Let's do an intimidation check. Difficulty of 10.
22.
So you slap the fuck out of this guy. He quiets down. He gets very quiet, but he stays on his knees. He kind of lurches to the side, catches himself, and
Get a hold of yourself,
slowly-
man.
He says, "She cast a really horrible spell on me. It's not just like a confusion spell or some sort of hysteria spell. I think part of me is missing.
What?
This is Magnus? Yeah.
He says,
That was brain.
he looks over you and he says, take out your little toy and tell me what you see when you look at me.
I'm looking through my
Yeah,
scarab.
he's undead.
Oh,
Well, that's what happened to
that's a shame.
what's his
He
face?
said,
Xerath.
do you remember back in the library when there was that weird sort of parlor trick where we couldn't see that one Drow book we're looking for? And it was like, you got turned around. It feels like a part of my consciousness is no longer here. And I don't know what happened exactly. But, you know, if I'm
tell him? Yeah.
Side or something.
Do we know? Do I know that's what happened, or?
He's telling you this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it seems like.
He seems like a smart guy and who's
Does he
trying
not
to
know
piece it
that
together. He says, I
I
guess.
think we should. I
I
think she
could-
cast
he's-
undead on you.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really know how your little lens thing works. It's weird, but
Showing that you're undead.
if you're sure, I guess. But I don't feel motivated by an evil cause or anything. I just feel really empty. And
But are you breathing?
he stops and says, if I breathe, I can speak. But if I don't speak, I don't desire to breathe.
How's your pulse?
He says, you tell me. He holds his arm out. There's no pulse.
No pulse.
What's this little brat doing to everybody? Wake her up. It's time to
Well, I don't want her to do that to
I
us.
know, I know. But
Yeah.
You start to feel sort of the weight of this thing in one of your hands, Esmeralda, as you realize you've got this sort of
right. I got the
this bone wand in one of your hands.
magic
Can I look at the
bone.
wand with the scarab? Can I look at the wand with the scarab?
Sure. It's sort of glittering. It's got sort of like rainbow glitter around it, and you can't really pin it down. It looks like it's chock full of a lot of kind of magic.
I don't. Yeah, I got rid of identify. That was when we had the big mix-up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're in a bit of a
This
pickle.
has been a lot of fun. And,
He says he looks at the wand and he was like, I don't trust me with that wand, but maybe we should get it to an instructor. It's very powerful.
That's right. Do you know what it does?
Yeah. It's called the Ivory of the Beholder. It's this really ancient fang from a really dead beholder from many eons ago, and it casts very powerful curses, and you do not want that to fall into the wrong hands.
Give me a pencil. Well, I have this blue staff. Do you know what it does by any chance?
He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Curious. Maybe it'll help you. It's a blue staff I got a long time ago, and I never identified it.
He looks at it and goes, I don't know how to identify magical artifacts that I haven't spent time studying, and I don't feel...
I was hoping to use it
He's
to
like,
help
I don't
you.
feel up to it right now. I mean, you
Well, you
can
don't have to be shitty about it.
you can point it at me and see what happens,
I don't think
but
that's a
honestly,
good
I'm
idea.
having sort of an identity crisis right now, and this
understand.
seems like a weird time to ask the NPC to go through your inventory.
I was
I'm just trying to help you, buddy.
gonna try to help too, but fuck it.
No, I don't know.
I don't need to know what my amulet.
He's
what
like
my,
still sobbing,
I'm definitely
by the way.
Team Magnus here.
Gray
Whatever.
alive robe
You guys are
is-
way. This is deeply.
There's like-
Ticklish, Magnus?
I mean,
What about this green
perhaps I was
potion?
once ticklish. I just don't know anymore. He looks at the potion and he's like, again, maybe if you had asked
Guys,
me when
this
we
is rude.
were all resting back in
could
the
hit
cabin.
you with this amulet. What will that do? If I just hit you in the face with it.
All right.
You're the magic scholar.
He says, "We need to get out of this tower.
Yeah.
We need to get me somewhere else. I need to be.
let's get
I
out
need
of
to be seen by priests.
I thought
This
we
is
needed to
bad.
get to the top of the tower.
That we
We are at
came
the
here to
top.
save Dessa, and now you're holding her
And we have the
unconscious
book.
body.
Tie her
Okay,
up if
cool.
you want.
All right, so let's go.
Tie her up.
Tie her up.
If you look around, you do see like there's
I have hempen robe too.
yeah. Well, I would just use the
Hemp
regular.
and rope?
Yeah, I would just use the rope you have on you because
hempen
you'd have to basically tear up some upholstery otherwise.
Okay,
to
no,
tie her
I'll-
up. All right, you're just gonna sling her over your shoulder and head down the
Hog
stairs.
tie her and carry over my back. Yeah.
You get a couple of flights down, and you see the door that looks like a strange portal again.
Yeah.
And you see the door where behind it you hear this sort of like weird demon howling.
Should we just throw her in one of these?
I want to.
As you go by, Master Magnus says, I think she's been using that wand on these floors. I think that's what happened.
Well, that's troubling.
Yep. And as you head down, he's like, "Don't open those doors. We need to send other professors up here."
Whatsoever.
But you were thinking about it, so I needed to address it.
All right, so keep moving then.
So yeah, you get down, and some of the other instructors are at the base of the tower to meet you.
Help this guy.
Yeah, they take one look at him and go, "Oh no, yeah, we just saw young Xeris, who Piotr brought down, and something terrible has been going on here. We need to interrogate Dessa. Can you hand her over, please?"
Do we trust them?
I mean, I think we need to be there.
Yeah, okay.
We have a lot of questions
Yeah.
too. So
Well, we want to see.
Very well, we'll take you
going
to
on,
the
Tim?
instructor's quarters. It's a little ways into the woods actually, so if you'll just carry her over this way.
Why is it in the woods? Why is it in the woods?
Because it's more peaceful.
Okay. I don't like the woods.
The person who tells you this is Master Tetched. You saw him get gravely wounded.
does he have the book? Sorry, did he get the book?
Yeah, he's actually holding the book. Okay. And he says, if you like on the walk, I can tell you a little of what I've found.
Right.
Yeah, we like to learn stuff.
Cool. Well, why don't I straight up give you the page about Zinzarina? How does that sound? So, this I made to look like it was a page in a book, but it is not from a book. I wrote all of this, and it is the page about Lolth and Zinzarina in this book. You notice there's a lot of stuff in there that you kind of don't need to know, but Master Touch points to the top right corner of the page and says, "You'll notice the note about Gostel." One thing I found particularly interesting is it straight up says what's going on with this cloak. It might seem fairly simple, it might seem complicated, but the long and the short of it is deep down under that rock, it is halfway between two planes. They decided it was too dangerous to keep in any one place at any one time, so it is halfway into the Feywild, halfway into reality, and that's how it's buried deep under the rock.
I got it.
So they caved it in, and it looks like sheer rock, but I think they caved it in fairly traditionally and just phased it halfway into the Feywild. So I'm pretty sure if we can find a way into the Feywild, we can retrieve the cloak. Or we can destroy this book and wipe everyone's minds. I don't really know what to do yet, but that's what's going on with this cloak right now, as far as I can tell from flipping to this page. So,
and the Archmage knew about it.
Yes, he says the
According to
Archmage
this.
knew this, but the rest of us didn't
Right.
know this.
Okay.
So us instructors are, it's just, I've only told one other instructor. I told Master Jendi, who's right now in the tower. You probably passed her on the way down. She's trying to figure out that strange tree that's blossoming in the middle of the tower on one of the landing floors.
Okay.
So, what do you say we go talk to Dessa?
Let's do it.
If there's anything else you want to know about this book, feel free to ask me. I can try to put it into context for you.
Okay.
So you head in there, and once you get in there, you see it almost looks like soldiers' barracks in the woods, and it's a fairly large building. And when you get in there, you see like there's suites for all the instructors. They've all kind of just got these, floors of their own in these two large turrets in the instructors' barracks. And Master Tetch invites you up to his. Says, "Let's try and get her somewhere comfortable. I should pat her down and make sure she doesn't have any other magical artifacts. But we should all be very careful." And as you start heading up the stairs to his quarters, Master Magnus says, "Can someone actually get Piotr and have him keep eyes on me? I don't want to be there when Dessa wakes up. I don't I don't want to be in the interrogation. I just want to be alone.
Who says this? Piotr?
Master Magnus.
Oh, okay.
How's he doing?
Undead
Same?
professor.
Undead professor. Yeah, he doesn't look great. He looks really distraught. He's got that sort of empty look in his face that Xeris had and Rodney when you just nuked Rodney. I believe you hit him with a firebolt as soon as you saw he was undead. So
I make sure to let him know how awful he looks.
he says, "Thanks, man. Definitely already felt awful, and it's great to have someone
Why is
confirm
everyone
it."
being so mean to him?
I know. It's weird. I'm like, I'll try to zing him back, but these characters are...
Because we're trying to help him, and he was a dick about it.
But you were helping him after he lost his, like, soul.
It's like you have like a +2 like sword, and you were like, "Hey, could you just let me know what this does?" Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Quarterstaff. He was like, well, maybe I could use this quarter. And he was like, I don't know how to cast Identify. I don't know how to tell you what this quarterstaff does.
Fight.
Anyway, he was unable to help you, and you can interpret that however you like. But
I give him a Xanax.
oh, he's like, oh, great. I don't know how you came up with this 21st century pharmaceutical, but thank you so much. I don't know what plane you got this from, but what do you guys do? Because he kind of stops the action up the tower to just sort of have his little crisis. Do you?
Isn't he just wants to be with Piotr or
Yeah,
somebody else?
He wants
Yeah.
Piotr to sit with him in his quarters, which is you're about to pass his quarters, basically. On the
Okay.
second floor.
Okay, that's fine with us. Is Piotr okay with it?
Feel about that.
Piotr's not anywhere around. They have to
Oh.
go. They have to like go get a student to go find.
But
Piotr.
didn't Piotr bring him the book? So then
Yeah,
he
you
just
just
left.
don't know where he is. Yeah.
Oh, man, all this happened in a very short period of time.
It's true. So. send a
Okay,
student to go
sorry,
get him.
no, you need to come with us. Nobody is gonna. We're not gonna wait around to.
He goes, all
interrogate
right,
him.
fine.
Why are you being so mean to him?
I feel bad. But
So you all head up to Master Tetch's quarters, dragging this guy who feels very sorry for himself.
Where?
And
Sorry, dude.
Master Tetch sets her up on a couch, makes sure she's bound, makes sure she's not hiding any other wands or magic jewelry, and casts a few spells to double check to make sure. Before he sort of wakes her up with a spell, he's like, I'm still concerned about this sort of soul robbing spell she cast.
Yeah.
I don't know what she needs to do to cast it. So
well, she waved her hand, so that's probably.
her hands, yeah, he was like, but certain incantations, if you concentrate, you can replace a gesture with that. And I don't know where she got this spell. We haven't studied Master.
She got it from
yet.
the Drow.
Should we just kill her?
He's like,
I'm just presenting it as an option. If we're scared of her,
I'm not suggesting that. What are you suggesting?
just killing her. So then we don't have to worry about what she's going to do to us.
He says, well, she may have.
I could do it.
He does stop and consider it. Like, he's definitely like not the one. And when you say this, Master Magnus just sort of starts crying softly, and he says, "You'll have to forgive Master Magnus. He's actually Dessa's uncle, so this whole thing kind of is very disturbing for him."
That's what
He says, "I'll tell you what. Maybe she just
She
has
just made you undead, dude.
Yeah, he was like, well, and she may have made him specifically undead because she bears a grudge against him.
That's not cool.
So maybe not kill her yet, but
Wait,
be
so
ready.
right.
so Magnus though, who's her dad?
A
Your brother?
A drow.
Oh, her dad was the Drow.
Her dad
like
was a
with
drow.
your
He died a
sister?
long time ago, but he was
She's a drow and her father's
deadbeat
sad.
drow dad with a human woman. He just sort of left this woman,
I mean, she's not
my
really
sister,
drowish.
to raise Dessa by herself, and my sister was not up for it. So she put her in the mage college, and Dessa didn't like the mage college because she doesn't like being in school or other people. And I've basically raised her, and she never liked me, and that's where we are. So,
All right. Problem child.
That's
So
a
I
story
think-
brought to you by Chili's 2. If you want diarrhea while you're flying, Chili's 2.
That's an airport Chili's. Is that what I did never notice? I've never been to Chili's in the airport, so I wasn't
It's
sure.
just called Chili's 2, TOO.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it because it's smaller?
Yeah.
That's the idea? It's like an addendum Chili's?
Also, Chili's was too confusing. So
Sorta Chili's was what I would...
Also Chili's.
yeah.
Nearly Chili's.
Almost Chili's.
So, Master Touch is ready to wake Dessa up. How about you guys?
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, her arms are still bound, right?
Okay, let's see what happens.
Let's. If she starts spouting some gibberish, let's go ahead and conquer.
I'm
again.
behind her.
You're gonna... Okay, so she's kind of sitting in a couch against a wall. I mean, you can kind
I
of...
pull it away from the wall and then I get behind.
All
I
right,
post
just
up
so
behind
you're ready
it.
to do whatever
yeah,
has got to be done.
Yep.
Record neck, whatever.
All right. So Master Touch snaps some fingers and almost like magical smelling salts, she kind of nods herself awake. She didn't say anything. She just looks at all you guys. Waits for you to make the first move.
Who's taking over?
What is your major malfunction?
Why did you do this to your uncle, to your own blood?
He's the only reason that I'm in this horrible place. I shouldn't have to deal with any of this.
What do you want to deal with?
I want just let me go. I'll take care of myself.
Oh, I hate this little.
I know. What's the ultimate goal other than...
To let Zin's Arena be born again.
No, but ours.
Oh.
Like, what are we trying to...
To stop the moon from crashing
you
into
aware?
No, I know that.
wanna
I know
ask her
that,
if she
but I
knows
mean-
about
You have the
that.
foresight to know that's happening, but a lot of these NPCs don't.
Yeah,
And
we
Right.
need to
no matter
ask
what
her.
you tell them, it's going to sound not only a little crazy, but
Right.
they're going to resist if they've got their own agenda.
But what are we trying to get done here while we're here?
The
mean,
world
these
doesn't
are-
work that way.
Yeah.
What are you trying to get done in your life, man? I mean, like, what's the ultimate
Oh,
goal?
I can tell a lot
You're
of
trying
things.
to stop another. Basically,
Got to
when
rewrite
you-
my book.
When you were at the College of
Make my kid not hate me.
Dude, all the parents of this table are going through that. But, when you were at the College of Roke in Tinat and that giant thing sprung up, you were like, well, we have this list of colleges that we got.
Right. No, I know
From
that.
the
Yeah,
map,
slowly
and,
when you're
like,
taking over.
You feel like you've at least delayed something here. And now you are kind of caught up in sort of the social drama of what happened to cause everything. But
we need to stop.
there's still a
this-
ticking time
yeah.
bomb in the Mage Tower.
Right.
So like that little tree could erupt into this whole
Yeah.
sort of tether that connects
Right.
the planet to the moon, and maybe
And why aren't we destroying that?
Because that would be worse.
the
apparently.
instructors warned you that if you destroy it, it might just explode. And
I'd
kill
like
everybody.
to ask this girl.
There's
what
a
was
girl
your-
there trying to control it right now, right?
A
There's
woman.
Oh, an instructor, yeah,
An
Master
instructor,
Gendi,
yeah.
or Gendi.
No, you're right.
I just wanted to ask, what is your role in this? What are you supposed to be doing to help Zinzarina's rebirth or whatever?
I'm trying to bring her closer to existence.
What are you doing exactly to make that happen?
Why should I tell you?
I slap her in the face.
Sweet. Do an intimidation check, difficulty 15.
I mean, she's evil, right? She's a shithead. She's trying to bring Zinzarina back, and that's bad news.
Difficulty what?
15.
Intimidation, you say?
I sure do.
17.
God damn. All right, so you thwack her. And say the question again. I want to answer it perfectly because you succeeded.
What did I say?
What are you doing to bring this about?
Yes.
Yeah.
She says, I am one, the only one I know out of all these elves I've met. You know, I've met some of these people who believe in Zinzarina, and I'm the only one I know who's actually made contact with Zinzarina. And I believe if I can just bring her this cloak, I can bring her back to life.
Do you know how to reach the cloak?
Why should I tell you? You're just going to destroy it.
Oh my god.
We're just going to try and stop
I'm going
me.
to slap her.
Sweet. Intimidation check difficulty 15.
Passed.
That
Oh, no.
does not look like a success to me.
16?
What's your intimidation bonus?
13.
Holy shit. You have a 13
That's right.
bonus?
Passed.
You're an intimidating asshole. You look like you look like true tiefling Vin Diesel. You Okay, so say it again in his voice, please.
What,
You know how to get to the cloak. You got a plan.
She says, it's very easy. I just don't know the spell I need. You need to go to the Feywild, and the rock is not caved in, and it should be there.
So come from the other side.
Just come from the Feywild.
Got it. Thanks, sister.
And also, you gave her a black eye, so she's just sort of like, oh, fuck you.
Looks good.
So when you looked at her through the scarab, though, she's not evil, right?
I feel like it's worth saying this 3 or 4 times an episode, but the scarab does not determine
Detect
alignment.
evil.
It
I
just
thought,
doesn't.
I thought orange was like part
Orange
of
is
the
cursed.
magic evil.
It's like curse or enchantment or.
Oh, okay, I thought it was like all the.
It's a super mega overpowered homebrew item, but it is not detect alignment.
Okay, yeah, I guess I was thinking less alignment, more that all
it'll detect-
all those creatures we saw from the other But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
What color was she?
Okay, so
I can't remember. Did I look at her?
well then
through
yeah,
the thing?
she's,
I don't think you looked at her, actually.
Well, let me have a look.
You don't see any special colors now
No
that
colors.
she's disarmed now. Although, do a perception check,
Okay.
because there might be something going on.
Alrighty.
No, you don't see anything weird. I see your bonus. You don't.
13.
Not with the 13.
here I'm gonna talk to her and I'm gonna be like, look, I got half elf problems too. I know what it's like to try to live in the human world and the elf world, man. And I understand why you did this. They have the lamest entertainment of all time. That stupid bard who sings his dumb songs.
Oakendoink. I hate Oakendoink.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, and I only had to listen to it for one night, so I can only imagine that it's been really tough for you.
I didn't hear any of the songs, though. And it seems like Dan had learned those songs. I really wish I had heard some of those.
So yes, if the occasion arises, you can count on it that I will not pass up the opportunity to bring voice to Oakendoink. So
Great.
watch the fuck out.
I was in the middle of mentoring Dessa.
Yes, that's right. And
She moved by my.
so do a dexterity check, difficulty
Oh, no.
of 10.
Definitely not what I wanted you to say. Okay. $17.
Okay, so she tries to headbutt you in the bridge of your nose, and you manage to back up in time for her to just swing and miss.
Bitch, I
Why
tried
did
to
she do that?
headbutt so many people too.
She
I
didn't
get
like
it.
the sass that she was getting.
What?
She felt like she had just reached her limit and is starting to get really stressed out.
Wait, I was just
they were
bonding with her
connected.
and we were sharing our hatred of Oakendoink.
Yeah, and she felt she just sort of is resisting that. So she falls on the floor, and now she's not moving. She's very humbled. She's not knocked out, but she's just sort of embarrassed.
Just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull out my Amulet of Pandora
Why am I not kicking this kid to
and
death?
align it to Oakendoink.
Soon. Why are you not kicking this kid to death?
Yeah, that's-
You should ask your compatriots that. I'm not going to help you with that one. You want to?
All right, she's told us how to get to the cloak, basically. So
Yes. We need to get to the Feywild.
Yeah, I'm gonna say at this point, Twee, who has also rejoined you but has not said much at this point, says, "I kind of feel like we're done here. I feel like we should go check out the tree again or something."
Okay.
So
Who's going to know how to get to the Feywild? Would that be Twee?
Twee says, "Oh yeah," and he remembers that he actually learned a spell, so his mage hand can go into the Feywild.
Well, what the heck?
And when he says this out loud, prompted by you, who just got some experience points, Ken,
Great.
you're
Dang.
just complaining over email today because I didn't give you enough experience points last time. Yeah, like Master Tetch goes, "Oh, very interesting. are you guys implying that we should go get this cloak?
I think so. Get it and destroy it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to destroy it, but I feel like that at this
try.
point, that sounds better to me than
Maybe
waiting
my
for
blue
these
staff will destroy it.
waiting for these cultists to do it. And Master Touch tells you the same thing Master Magnus said earlier. He's like, you could just point that at something.
I'm afraid to cause some damage.
And I will remind you, as your dungeon master, that you got a bunch of stuff. And when you were in Tinat, Esmeralda also found a staff and pointed it at something.
Oh, same
And
book, same
it
kind of
created
staff?
a series of portals.
Portals.
And
What color is your staff?
it
Red?
was also blue, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks different physically, but it has a similar aura to the one that she used 10 or so episodes ago. So,
Mine was blue.
yeah.
But you can create an entry and an exit, or just an entry?
She
Both.
waved it. Yeah, she waved it once.
Both. Okay.
It created a portal over them. She waved it again, and it
right.
went into full Portal, the video game, and created a loop, and they fell.
Wait,
until-
so he's just trying what?
My staff.
Oh, you just want to see what it's about?
If it's also a portal staff.
Who are you going to point it at?
Who?
Or what?
A wall nearby.
All right. So a portal opens up. A blue portal.
Cool.
You just see solid blue and it's kind of,
So I will point
Misty.
it at another point on the wall. I do the same thing.
another blue portal opens.
Did the change, or is this still misty?
Still
they
misty.
connect.
They look misty, but you can't see through.
Uh,
it.
You
I'm gonna throw a rock
it
through.
goes through.
Comes out the other portal.
Okay. Whoop, whoop. Close them up.
How do you close them up? By pointing your finger?
By waving the staff again.
Were you going to point it at the first one first?
Yeah.
Um,
Wait a minute.
nothing happens.
I don't remember how that works. It's the second one first.
Nothing
No,
happens.
you just leave them. They just
Okay,
start
fuck
the
'em.
thing.
When you do this, Master Touch says, you
Wait a minute,
you
wait a
just
minute.
did this. You
Sorry.
created portals in my home. Like this
cool,
is where
right?
you seem unable to turn it off. I'm getting a
Is
little
there somewhere you
concerned.
need to go quickly?
Use it as
Well,
a
it looks like
dumbwaiter.
the only place I can go is 5 feet to the
No, I'm
left.
saying, if
I
you
could
have
already go 5 feet. I didn't need this.
I'm going to point at another wall.
Use it as a dumbwaiter.
No, I'm going to point at another wall and do the same thing.
You get it a third time?
Yes.
When you do that, all 3 portals turn black, but
Oh.
there are now 3 portals.
Stop.
Oh, I was laughing at you, but now I'm
I
laughing
thought it was going to
with
make the
you.
second. I thought it would make one of the portals go
Yeah,
away.
so now what happens? So I throw something through one of the portals.
What do you throw through one of the portals, and which one do you throw it through?
The girl.
Dessa.
No. But how about just a I don't know. I don't have any junk. You guys have been collecting stuff forever, right? But is there a book or something around?
Yeah,
just toss whatever. is
You
nearby.
toss the book in, and you
Well, not the powerful,
No,
not
yeah,
the book
no,
we
just,
need.
just
A
a
book.
book.
okay.
Just
Thank you
a
for being
book.
specific.
Oh.
So you just grab something off.
I said,
of, like,
is there a
Master-
book around? I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know
like a
what
book.
was
There's like a
on it.
bookshelf of
Los
Master.
Angeles Magazine.
Huh?
Los Angeles Magazine.
Okay, so you find the College of Gostel equivalent of Los Angeles Magazine. There's just sort of like a pamphlet on deer, and you toss it in there, and
Your friend the deer.
this thin shredded substance sort of flies out of all 3
Oh
portals.
dear,
Yeah, that's bad.
it's a shredder.
Should we make another one?
Now you have a
Master
paper
Touch
shredder.
says, "Please stop doing this in my home.
Sorry.
This
Do
is
one more.
I'm
And
just trying
see
to
what
This is
learn.
my private living quarters. You do not seem able to turn these off.
Just do one more and see. Maybe it'll shut them off.
All right, I'll do one more.
Do you seriously?
I'll try to turn these off for you.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. So,
I'll just try to be helpful.
great. You do a 4th one and they all turn white.
Oh.
Now we throw something else through it.
Boom! It bounces off.
Yeah. It's fixed, kind of.
There you go.
What about? Can you throw me into each of them and they
You're
bombs off
welcome.
all of them?
All 4 of them pick up a series of books and
Death.
pamphlets and fountain pens, and they all just they pop off of it, but with like exceeding force. Like each time you do it.
Tom Dabs.
Okay, do one more.
A 5th one?
Yeah.
We've already fixed the problem as well as
Now
we
there's
can.
just white holes in the wall. Though. Let's see what happens when you do another one.
I'm going to do one on the floor.
I have to consult something I wrote. So,
The moon crashes. into the
you're
earth. Game over.
in. It's a much bigger room than the one that we're playing in. It's a big sort of living quarters, and you're off on a couch inside. He's as we said, Bodhi pulled the couch away from the wall. There's like a seating area in the middle of the room, but there's not like a big open space on the carpet. Like
Okay.
where are you pointing this 5th portal?
I'll do another portion of the wall then, if there's not a good space for it.
There's not a good space really anywhere. I mean, you've been kind of popping holes
Do
open
it in the
in this
middle of the
guy's
seating
walls.
area.
The ceiling.
Huh?
With
No,
the
don't do
ceiling.
the ceiling because that'll be hard. We want
right.
to see if we can drop anything.
Where if there's a space on the floor, I'll do it there.
There's not space. I mean, you've had to like knock things like things have like been knocked to the side.
Like, this is for
I
science.
feel like we're good for now because it's not they're not going to transport anything.
I don't know. I think Esmeralda really wants to see what's going to happen. If
What
you
is-
do this.
what is, the
And your
guy
dungeon
think?
master wouldn't mind if you did this either.
What is the guy whose house this is think?
Master Touched?
Yeah.
Please stop doing this. I've told you
I
4
know, I'm
times,
telling
and it's interesting you would ask what I think because I've been very vocal about it, and it's not
Well,
like
I know,
I
I
need
was
to
just
repeat
trying
it.
to
Fifth time is
make it
probably the
better.
charm, and it's going to close them all up. So just do one more.
Fifth time seems like the worst time.
Let's go. Come on. The moon's going to crash into the earth.
I'm all
anyway.
right. I'll save it for later.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not afraid. I just don't want to ruin this guy's house forever.
All right, so he says, thank you for not ruining my house forever.
You're welcome.
I'm going to try to figure out where we can basically we don't have like a jail cell for Dessa, but we'll figure something out. I might
I could
just
make another portal or put a recurring.
Well, you need to be very careful because she can do this spell. Yeah.
right, and he says, I'm worried that she almost headbutted you. She's already like loosened her rope a little bit that you've got there, Bodhi. But while you're all saying this, Dessa has pulled herself back up and is sitting back on the couch, and she's kind of like put her feet up, and she's just like rolling her eyes at all you guys. But Master Touch says you can just leave her here with me, and as long as I can borrow your rope, I'll try and find a way to tie her up better. And I recommend you guys go talk to Gendy about the tree and find out if you can diffuse this thing or.
Does Twee have like a sleep spell or anything like that he could cast on? Or do any of them? Can they just like,
play a lullaby.
yeah, just.
I'm gonna see, but
Oh wait, I have something.
no, Twee does not have. Wait, no, he does have sleep.
I do too. You want me to cast sleep?
Well, I just thought it'd be a way to like make her a little bit less scary for a while, right?
Correct.
Just last that long.
Spell sends creatures into a magical slumber. Roll. He has to roll.
276.
See if he can do enough hit points to keep her out. So, hey Blaine, what is this dice roll I'm doing for you? Brought to you by Brian. You got one?
This dice roll is brought to you by Chili's 3. If you've been to Chili's 1 and 2, and you're still open to the idea of a Chili's 3, you're a terrible person.
And on that note, Dessa conks out. So, I guess we'll find out what you guys do on next episode.
That was episode 14. Thanks for listening. BrianPosehn.com. Support us on Patreon. Bonuses coming up.
And hey, please, review us on iTunes. I haven't said that in a while. I don't know if we've said that in a while.
We haven't.
Give
So
us
do
like
it.
give us like 5 stars. It would be cool. And if you don't want to give us 5 stars, there's already plenty of you. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Nerd Poker. You can follow us at patreon.com/nerdpoker, and you get bonus episodes from there. And you can also send us anything at P.O. Box 16069, Encino, California 91416. Thanks for listening.